Good morning, ladies and gents. Salam tanay. How you guys doing? Oh, my morning, my people, kings and queens, ladies and gents, all my welcome, good vibes and good energy be upon you early on this beautiful morning. Greetings to you guys early on this beautiful morning, live from 104.7 EBC studio. My name is Dawit Betsaha, and I'm the host of In Shagat, and we here to be a positive influence on the youth and in the city as well. Talk about all the things that we need to change and work on ourselves and so forth. So happy Monday. You decide the way your day, your day goes, the way your week goes, and we are very glad to have you with us on this beautiful morning. And to everybody listening and rocking with us this morning, here are some of our friendly reminders to help you keep your head up. All right, I don't know who you are, I don't know where you are, I don't know what you're doing or how this audio is reaching you, but we have some friendly reminders early on this beautiful morning. First one is the past can't be changed. I don't know what kind of state you're in, but I want you to remember that there's nothing you could do about the past. Most of us hold on to things that happened last year, or even like 5 years ago, or even a month back. We always hold on to things that cannot possibly add any kind of value to us, but also hold us back in the past. So stop living in the past. Nobody in this world has ever went back in time and undid a thing, you know what I mean? So that never really did happen. So it's like there's no need for you to dwell about the past. Second, opinions don't define your reality. That's our second friendly reminder. Opinions don't define your reality. All right, the moment you let somebody else's opinion becomes your reality, and that's when you stop dreaming. And there's no need for you to let go of that potential that lays within you, that greatness within you. So do not let somebody else's opinion set a limitation upon the things you can do. All right, if you put your mind to it, if you put your time and your energy to it, there's nothing that you can't be. So opinions don't define your reality. The other one is everybody's journey is different, and that's our other friendly reminder. Everybody's journey is different, especially in this age that we're in. We're constantly comparing ourselves to other people. We are constantly seeking for some kind of approval from other people, and from social media, from likes and from shares. Everybody's journey is so different. Stop comparing yourself to others. You know what I mean? I once talked about this on the show as well. Like, all of us are dealt different kind of cards, and that's something you have to be mindful of. Like, nobody has this exact same life that you do. Nobody was born in the household. Nobody was like the place that you were born, the family that you're born in, the conditions, the school that you went to, your experiences. All of this are cards that are especially tailored for you. So your cards are different. In life, it's not about the cards that we've been given, but rather how we deal with those cards. So everybody's journey is different. So stop comparing yourself and live your life, and let go of the things that you don't want to hold you back. You know what I mean? So everybody's journey is different. Our other friendly reminder: overthinking will lead to sadness. And I know a lot of us, especially now more than ever, we're constantly thinking about so many different things. Especially nowadays, we're so active in so many different spectrum, you know what I mean? So there's so many informations that are getting to us, and so many ideas that are popping up in our mind due to all these sources of information. So overthinking will lead you to sadness. Don't overthink things, you know what I mean? Don't dwell on the things that you can't change. That's gonna definitely be one of those reasons that you're gonna be aging fast. You're gonna be stressed out, anxiety, and that's some of the things we're going to be talking about on our Tukus course today. All right, last but not least, happiness is found within. And that is a very crucial point, ladies and gents. If you're looking for happiness, most of us are, we always go I want to be more happy. I want to be more joyful and so forth. if you're looking for happiness, the moment you look for happiness in the external world, I think that's when you lose for happiness. Like the moment other things control how happy you're going to be, the moment that your environment can decide how joyful you're going to feel, then you're going to start losing control. So happiness really is found within. And I truly find the source of my happiness from gratitude. And that is something that we have preached and talked about on the show. So by practicing gratitude, happiness can be found from within. Friendly reminder, ladies and gents, early on this beautiful morning, I want you guys to rock with us. And also another friendly reminder, most of our videos are now uploaded on our YouTube channel as well, so make sure you go check out our YouTube channel, which is Insheger, INSHEGER. That is the way to go. Subscribe to our channel. If you have any kind of comments, opinion, go ahead and leave us a comment as we reply to your comments, to your questions live here on the radio and on other platforms as well. So make sure you follow us on all social media platforms as well. And if you're listening and enjoying the show from EBC 104.7 live and direct, go ahead and let us know your thoughts on 0988418888. 09 is the way to go. I hope that you guys are enjoying your show and enjoying your morning. To whomever you are, wherever you are, as we always say, may good vibes and be good energy be upon you. I want you guys to start your day right. And we are very grateful that you're giving us your time and your attention. And we always say your attention is the most precious thing you have to offer. And you are giving us that. And we're very, very, very thankful for that. Ladies and gents, good morning. How you guys doing? Happy Monday. Nkwan leberhada sa inyo darasal. To everybody up and awake and getting ready to start their day, getting ready to go to school, getting ready to go to work, getting ready to find a job, getting ready to go to an interview, meet somebody, figure things out early on this morning. We want you guys to have an amazing, amazing, amazing time. And if you have any request, suggestion, comment, feedback, you can find us on all the social media platforms. YouTube, we are posting most of the almost most of the shows that we have done, especially this year. So go ahead and find us on our YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and our website as well. And you know, all the ways to reach out to us. And if you're listening to us live right now, 0988418888, right? That is 0 is the way to go. Hit us up, make sure you write your name so that we can give you a proper shout out. With that being said, on to our Tuku Scores. Yes, earlier on our friendly reminder, we're just talking about some things concerning overthinking, stresses, anxiety, and our Tuku Scores today as well. Straight from the oven, straight from the stove. We were talking about so many different things that could actually add value to us and help us go through life and deal with some of the things that we have to deal with as we go. You know what I mean? Life is a journey. We come across so many different things that could challenge us, that could give us a bit of a hard time, but you know how it is. We gotta come up with ways to handle and maintain. And the most important, and one of the things that's been on the mainstream as well, and people using this word a whole lot as well, is concerning mindfulness. And I wanted to talk about mindfulness and breathing today on our Tukus course, and to help you guys deal with the stress and anxiety. In this time we live in, stress and anxiety are one of the most common issues most of us share and experience, especially nowadays with the current issues around the world and everything that is going on. It's bound to put you onto so many different kind of stresses and anxiety. You get lost in so many different thoughts as well, and then before you know it as well, you feel like you're being unproductive, and you feel like your problems and your challenges are overwhelming you. So what does mindfulness mean? All right, we hear this term a whole lot nowadays. It's been pushed really by the mainstream in the past few years. And what does it really mean? Mindfulness. I know I don't want you guys to think that, you know, your mind needs to be full of ideas. That's not what mindfulness is, all right? And that is not our aim as well. That, if anything, that is the direct opposite of what we're trying to do. So mindfulness is the practice of gentle focusing your awareness on the present moment, literally on the present moment, what's happening over and over again. It is often involves focusing on sensations to root yourself in your body in the here and now, and it can be practiced during formal meditation or during everyday activity. Like it could be cooking while you're making your bed, walking, it could be anything, but you could actually practice this mindfulness during these activities. All right, on the other hand, that is not what we mean. A full mind means that you're not rooted in the present moment. So it's the nature of the mind to think. Literally, we analyze things and figure out things as we go, and that's its job. Like it's meant to do that. So that means that, left to its own device, the mind will constantly seek out new stimulus, like anything to think about, new things to work on, and new ways to check out from reality and diverge into something else. Right? Mindfulness practice is a way to gently retain, and this is one of the things we're trying to do. Like we are gently trying to retrain the mind to settle into the present moment. It's like becoming a parent to your own mind rather than letting it control you. Most of us, actually, it is like that. It's so hard to actually trying to get into the mind and try to control where its focus is at. So in the end, a mind is simply like a willful toddler. Like by practicing mindfulness over and over again with patience and compassion for yourself, you can actually teach the mind to be still and to be calm, and eventually the mind may even dissolve altogether, meaning that there is no intellectual or conceptual overlay between you and and what you're experiencing. And that's what we're trying to get into as well, just mindfulness. So the benefits of being mindfulness goes a long way. It actually improves our cognitive ability, slowing the brain aging as well, because I did say that when you're overthinking and stress and anxiety, it really takes the best of you, and you find yourself aging, and you find your body, your brain just like a continuous discomfort. You know what I mean? So increases, if you practice mindfulness, it increases the sense of well-being, helps you with pain management, improving quality of life for those living with chronic conditions as well. This could go actually a long way. So how do you practice meditation? So there's so many different ways to actually practice mindfulness. This mindfulness practice is done by so many different people in so many different ways. But I'm going to talk about the basic way of practicing mindfulness, and this is some things I've tried doing myself as well. And I'm also going to go ahead and talk about breathing as well in a bit later, and talk about another tip that I've come across. So the basic way to practice mindfulness, no matter what you're doing, you can practice placing your attention on your breath. That is a very, very crucial point. Your breath plays a huge role on your into your mindfulness practice. Whether you're making the bed or surfing the website or walking the dog, nearly every moment is literally an opportunity to become more present. So first thing is, start by becoming aware of the sensation of your breath. Feel the rise and fall of the belly and chest. Feel the breath moving in and out of your nose. Notice how it's cool on the inhale and warm on the exhale. Second, eventually, you'll likely notice that your mind has wandered, and you're often gotten distracted by something going around you or your environment. It could be anything that could possibly distract you. Simply bring the attention back to the breath without judging yourself or rating your performance. There is no objective other than being with the breath. All right, so just slowly, gently just push back your thought into your breath. All right, and repeat this process over and over again. And you can practice for a set amount of time or throughout your day, and you start to see the change of it. So being in the present moment, whatever it is that you're doing, wherever you are, you just focus your attention on your breath, and then you can actually focus on something that you can hear. You could focus on the things you're hearing, your heartbeat, things you're smelling. Just like you just focus on your present moment. You take all of that in, and that's basically how the basic way of practicing mindfulness goes. And it will help you, as I said, control your stress and anxiety, helps you be more, helps you with your cognitive, reduces fatigue, improves your quality of life, and reduces pain. List goes on. The benefit of being mindful goes a very long way, and depending on the person that you are, it will help you with your challenges. The other interesting trick that I've come across is concerning breathing, is by Dr. Andrew Huberman. And this person I strongly recommend for you guys to check out as well. He is an amazing doctor. He's a professor at Stanford University, and he has studied the human brain so much. He has a laboratory as well where he actually tries to understand the relationship between the body and the brain. And he has such a beautiful technique that he recommends on his podcast, and I wanted to share with you guys this real quick and listen to Andrew Huberman and what he has to say about how we can use the breathing technique to reduce stress and anxiety in our life. So let's hear from Andrew Huberman real quick, and we'll be back. And of course, this is In Sugar, so let us know your thoughts and your opinion. Let's get to Dr. Andrew Huberman.
Lung function. The physiological sigh is a pattern of breathing that we all engage in deep sleep when levels of carbon dioxide in our bloodstream get too high. We, or our dogs, you can see your dog do this, will do a double inhale followed by an extended exhale. Children or adults, for that matter, that are sobbing and lose their breath, so to speak, will also do a double inhale, exhale. That's the spontaneous execution of what we call the physiological sigh. The reason it works so well to relax us is because it offloads a lot of carbon dioxide all at once. And the way it works is the following. Our lungs are not just two big bags of air. We have all these little millions of sacs of air that if we were to lay them out flat, they would be as big as about a tennis court or so. The volume of air, therefore, and the volume of carbon dioxide that we can offload is tremendously high, except that we get stressed as carbon dioxide builds up on our bloodstream, and as kind of a double whammy, these little sacs deflate. Now, when we do a double inhale, so I'll do this now twice through my nose, or you could do this, or you could do it through your mouth, but it works best through the nose. It's inhale, and then you sneak a little bit more air in at the very end. When you do that, you reinflate those little sacs. And when you exhale, then you discard all the carbon dioxide at once. So the simple way to describe this protocol is that unless you are underwater, you do a double inhale followed by an extended exhale, and you offload the maximum amount of carbon dioxide. And we found in our laboratory, and other laboratories have found, that just 1, 2, or 3 of those physiological sighs brings your level of stress down very, very fast. And it's a tool that, you can use anytime. I do hope that people will kind of watch other people or dogs as they start to relax or go down to sleep. You'll see this pattern of breathing, but again, it can be consciously driven. The other thing about breathing, and the reason why exhales are so vital, is the following. I know there's a lot of interest nowadays in heart rate variability. Well, most people don't realize this, but your breathing is actually driving heart rate variability. So when you inhale, this dome-shaped muscle beneath your lungs, your diaphragm, actually moves down because the lungs expand, it moves down. When you do that, you create more space in the thoracic cavity, and the heart gets a little bigger. It actually expands. As a consequence, blood flows more slowly through that larger volume, and the brain quickly sends a signal down to the heart to speed the heart up. The short, simple version of this is inhales speed the heart up. When you exhale, the opposite is true. That dome-shaped muscle, the diaphragm, moves up. The space in your thoracic cavity gets a little bit smaller. The heart gets a little bit smaller. Blood moves more quickly through that small volume, and the brain sends a signal to the heart to slow the heart down. Physicians know this as respiratory sinus arrhythmia, but this is the basis of what we call HRV, heart rate variability. And the simple way to remember this is anytime you emphasize exhales, in other words, making them longer than your inhales, you are slowing the heart rate down. You're calming your system. Anytime you emphasize inhales, you make them more vigorous or longer than your exhales, you're speeding up your heart.
Ladies and gents, that was Dr. Andrew Huberman, and I really do suggest you guys check out his podcast and so all over YouTube as well. But he was talking about how we can use our breathing to control our stress and anxiety. And as you heard on that audio as well, it's such an amazing relation between the body and the brain, and for us to actually be able to control our breathing, just so that we could control how our mind state is such a powerful tool. And understanding this and really practicing this could be such a powerful key. And whenever you come across a stressful moment or you feel anxiety, and as I said earlier as well, it is quite a common thing. I don't want you to feel like it is just you. A whole lot of us are experiencing stress and anxiety, and we're trying our best to actually deal with this and come up with ways to control our emotions and be aware of our breathing and our mental state. So as he said earlier, taking 2 breaths in, like, and then exhale, and will help you be able to, and control that stress, and it helps you focus. And it is such an interesting and a beautiful trick that our body has given us to be able to control the mind. And yes, check out Dr. Andrew Huberman. I will definitely be playing most of his audios here, snippets of it as well, things that could actually help us and add value to the things that we're doing as well. So that is our first Tukus course, mindfulness and breathing. And I hope that you guys learned something today as well. And if you have, go ahead and subscribe to our channel and find us every Monday and Friday from 7 to 9 as we talk about so many different articles, topics, as we interview so many different people and sharing their experience and their knowledge as well about so many different categories as it goes to adding and becoming a positive influence in our society and the community at large. Welcome back. You're listening to the 104.7. Happy Monday. And as well. I hope you guys are enjoying your morning. It is Monday and we're here in the studio live from EBC 104.7 studio. Early. Man, it's crazy where the time goes, man. But yes, we're here. We're live and direct and Tukus course. And we're talking about so many different topics. Before the musical break, we were talking about mindfulness and breathing, and we also played you guys a snippet of Dr. Andrew Huberman, and we gave you guys a little hack as to how you can use your breathing, how you can use your breathing to change your mental state. And that's actually is a beautiful hack, and I hope, in case you missed it, it's okay, you can find us on YouTube with on our channel in Shaggar, and on to another Tukus course as well. And this is something to follow upon our attention span. And we came across this article, which I thought was quite an interesting article. It's concerning how scientists are experimenting with video games and other games that can boost our short-term memory, and they actually are experimenting this on older adults as well. So this is actually interesting research they did, and in a study of a game, so about 47 adults aging between the age 60 to 79 years were split into 2 groups, and one playing a musical rhythm game, it's like a drumming game, and one playing a normal word or like a word search game for 20 minutes, 5 days a week for 8 weeks. And the difference between the 2 groups were so clear as player progress and of course in the game, which was the rhythm game, the ways it targeted visual perception and selective attention had a knock-on effect on short-term memory, as tested through the face recognition exercise. So as this is one of the experiments they did, and they put all these 2 groups into different categories, and then one of them were playing with the game and the other group were just using any word search game. And what they have found, and the post-training analysis of the EEG basically described that during a recognition task involving unknown faces, the Rhythm City players were better at identifying faces after the 8-week course, and the EEG reading showed increased activity in the superior, the partial lobule, which is the brain region linked to sight, reading music, and short-term visual memory. And that's basically the research I've shown, and got me thinking as well, like, what are the other ways? Because this is something that we all are dealing with. I don't know if you're like me as well, because I find it so hard to work on my attention, and sometimes as well, like, I find my memory being bad as well. So I'm trying to experiment on ways that I could actually work on that as well. And the other helpful thing that I've come across is chess. It's one of my favorite things to do as well. So after reading this article as well, my mind got also wondering as to how chess also helps the human brain as well. And there's so many different research that have been done on that as well. I don't know how many of you guys are a chess player. If you are a chess player, then I really do suggest that me and you sit down and play a game one day. But a game of chess is such a powerful tool as well. It is loved around the world. Everybody knows how to play chess almost now. I mean, not most people, most countries have adopted the culture of chess as well. I know it's quite big here as well. And really, chess improves your memory as well. That's the other amazing thing that I've been experimenting with. And I have that chess.com app on my phone as well. So I do play chess whenever I feel like I need to wake my brain up and I need to make my brain active. That is like my go-to. So one of the things we were trying to suggest today is, even though we have all these gadgets around us as well, like there's some techniques that we can use these gadgets to help us with our memory and with our attention as well. So it might not be surprising to learn like even chess players have strong memory skills, because after all, the game involves like memorizing numerous combination of moves and their potential outcome. Basically, you have to think like a whole lot of steps ahead. But when you move a single piece, you have to think where it's going, which square is going to occupy, which square is going to leave open, what the other player is going to assume or think about that move as well. Like, you have to think about so many different things at a single moment, and then you have to remember them as well, because as the game progresses as well, you have all these moves that you have prepared, so you got to figure out a way to maneuver your pieces to be able to checkmate. So it's also interesting to note that experienced chess players show higher performance related to a particular kind of recollection, like auditory memory. This is the ability to remember what you have learned through hearing. In one experiment, researchers compared the recallability of expert chess players to that of people with no chess playing experience, and they found that the chess player were significantly better at recalling lists of words they were heard than people who had never played chess before. So skilled chess players also have a better than average ability to remember and quickly recognize visual patterns as well. It's also from another research. So that's one of my go-to. So this other game that I told you about is just an experiment, but this is a board game that we all know and appreciate, and I know most of us can easily get an access of a chessboard, as simple as downloading a chess.com app on your phone and learning the rules and really trying to understand how the game works. It really is a very interesting game, and if you don't know anything about chess, it really is one of those games that could actually challenge your brain, the way you think, its intellect, its memory, as memorizing, as your attention, how you focus on a game. That could play a huge role as to how you perform on a chessboard. So I would suggest also experimenting with that, and parents as well, if you're listening, I really do think that it is such an amazing activity to sit down with your kid and play chess. One, it gives them an idea as to how the game works, the ability to strategizing as well, because you've got to be able to strategize when you play chess, because you've got to work step by step, think ahead of think at least minimum 3, 4, 5 steps ahead. You know what I mean? That is just as a beginner, as well as you become a grandmaster and as you move forward up on the hierarchy of a chess player. Of course, you got to think more steps within the board, but it is such a beautiful skill to have, and you also get to experience patience, because if you're trying to play chess, it really takes time. You know what I mean? You've got to be able to sit down for a very long time and put your focus on that 64 squares and trying to contemplate what is happening on the battlefield. And most politicians, most people that are quite big, that are doing so many different things around the world, are equipped with the skill of chess. I don't know if you guys, look into it as well. Most people they actually have a very deep love for chess, and they use that to help them build on their business, because once you have the habit of playing chess, you start thinking of the ripple effect of what's going to happen when you do a certain thing. You know that it's going to bring back it's going to have so many different reactions, and your mind will start to think before you act. You start to think, okay, cool, if I do this, and if it's going to lead to the reactions of this ABC, okay, then ABC is going to lead to XYZ, then XYZ is going to lead to something else, and that's how the train of thought is going to go. So that's also our Tuku scores for today. Play some chess or any other game as well that you can find online that can help you with your memory and your attention span, because that's one of the things that we are struggling with as well. So as I am suggesting it to myself, I'm also suggesting it to you guys. I've been a chess player for a very long time as well. Ever since I was a kid, I played chess with my older brothers and had a significant impact on me, and I'm still playing chess as well. I have a strong love for it, and I really do suggest you guys try it out and let me know. In case you're joining us, this is 104.7 and Instagram is the show, and I'm your host Dawid, early here in this beautiful morning and waking you guys up and equipping you guys with nothing but good vibes. And we're very appreciative of the attention, the most precious thing you have, and for giving it to us. I don't know how we're reaching out to you guys. I don't know if you're watching the podcast, if you're hearing the podcast or watching the videos or getting the live stream from EBC. We wish you guys all the love and all the positivity finds you well. One of the feedbacks that I wanted to get to real quick as well, and it goes along with our Tuku scores briefly, I want to touch upon seed oils as well. A listener did reach out to us and asked us about the conspiracy theory that's going around about seed oils, and that's one of the things we consume a whole lot as well. So I understand where this fear is coming from as well. Like, you know what I mean? We consume seed oils a lot. Sunflower is a seed oil, and of course, for a while now, there's been a controversial topic going around as well as to the benefits of seed oils, and they're saying that it's a conspiracy theory as well. Not a lot of things have been out concerning that as well. I really don't think that it is something that we should be dwelling upon. Some experts believe that the anti-seed oil trend is taking because it's often feeds into a larger conspiracy theory in which powerful corporate interests have pushed a poison that is literally contributing to the host of the physical elements. So most medical organizations actually recommend replacing food with high saturated fat contents like butter with polyunsaturated fats, which include seed oil. But this minded people who are skeptical about in any large institution medical senses can also be proof that seed oil should be avoided at all costs. These are the things that most people are saying. Influencers are posting so many different videos saying this and that about seed oils, how it's harmful, this and that. But in terms of the researches, that not anything concrete has been out. But as soon as we have any further information concerning that, concerning seed oil, we'll let you know. But yes, we are following up on it as well. But so far, it does feel like just a random conspiracy theory. Seed oils are widely consumed around the world, and I think that it is one way for one of those industries that are trying to push an agenda or a certain product. But we'll follow up. We'll give you guys more info. But speaking of things we are ingesting, our diet is such an important thing. And one of the other, feedbacks and comments do we repeatedly get is like, what is a healthy diet? Because we are constantly bombarded with all this different information about healthy diet, and every time the research seems to change. Every time somebody seems like they come up with a different kind of way to help you lose weight, to give you energy, and so forth. All right, a diet rich in basically like in fruits, vegetables has been significantly proven to provide numerous health benefits, and this is our natural. But as humans, we are consumed on those products as well. So such as reducing your risk of several chronic disease can be kept at bay by consuming, of course, vegetable fruits, and making major change to your diet can sometimes seem very overwhelming, but it is such a doable thing. So instead of making big changes, it may be better to start with a few smaller ones. It's like more manageable to start with just one thing rather than all of them at once. So trying to control your every consumption throughout the whole day might be a bit challenging. So a key to a healthy diet is to eat the right amount of calories for how active you are, and you balance the energy you consume with the energy you use. All right, so basically that's how it goes. And if you are physically active, if you are moving around, if you are exercising as well, it is okay for you to consume a lot. And if depending what your goal is, and if you eat and drink more than your body needs, you will put on weight because the energy you do not use is stored as a fat. And before you know it as well, you feel like I'm gaining a lot of weight. And if you eat and drink too little as well, you start to lose weight. So it's all about really understanding the kind of daily habit that you have. So really, you can read so many different kind of contents, but it really matters as to how active you are during the day and the kind of activities that you participate in. All right, so this basically are the set health tips. Base your meals on higher fiber, starchy carbohydrates. They include potatoes, bread, rice, pasta, cereals, and eat lots of fruits and veggies. And they can be fresh, frozen, canned, but preferable to be fresh. To be honest with you, I'm not really with all this canned product. They do put a lot of chemicals in there. Sometimes it doesn't make me feel that great. Eating more fish, including a portion of oily fish as well, could go a long way. I remember checking down like some oil fiasas as growing up as well, but oil fish and consuming fish as well could go a long way. Cut down on your saturated fat, sugar as well. I'm trying to cut back on sugar. It's such a hard thing, man. It's crazy, man. Everything that we have been taught to know and love is just made out of a whole bunch of sugar. It's ridiculous. The amount of soft drinks companies that are opening up as well, and the variety of drinks, this non-alcoholic different kind of drinks, it does have a lot of sugar, but I'm trying to control that, and I really do suggest that you guys also be aware of your sugar consumption. All right, I know we want things to be sweet, but we don't want them to be that sweet. It's just not that good for you, and just be mindful about it. And I know most people go like, life is too short, I might as well enjoy this bar of chocolate, I might as well do this hot chocolate with some extra croissant or extra layers of chocolate flavors on it, and then list goes on, man. So many different things that we actively indulge on for momentary satisfaction. And I know I'm guilty of that as well. Like if you go and open up some of the closets there, you'll find a whole lot of Bounty, Snicker bars, M&Ms. The list goes on, man. Things that I need to munch on. But I've been doing my best to control that and really be aware of it. And and when I do consume, I know that I'm being very intentional about it, and at the same time I'm trying to keep it as minimal as possible. And preferable, don't even have it around the house. Don't fall for the same traps that I'm falling victims to. And I'm just here testifying, letting you guys know. But yes, that's one of the things you need to do. And other than that, I think so far, I don't want to dive into deep into saying this and that. Also, eating less salt is what goes a long way. I know some people just put a whole bunch of salt on their meal. It's just quite ridiculous. Are you eating food? Are you eating salt? Like, what are you doing? Sometimes don't put a lot of salt in there. But yes, get active and have a healthy weight. This is something that we all need to practice, and I think that will help you work on your diet and become get healthier with what you're consuming, and also the other benefit, that other thing that I've been practicing, and it goes a very long way. And I've been telling you guys that I go on my morning walk early in the morning, but before I go ahead and do that, I really drink a lot of water. I think that is such a good way to start. I know it might be hard for sometimes to start with drinking water early in the morning, but it really is such a good thing. Not only early in the morning, but generally as well throughout your day. Keep yourself hydrated. All right, I know most of you guys feel so tired sometimes. You feel so moody. You feel so many different kind of emotional roller coasters. Just you don't know what's happening to you. But I promise you, if you eat and if you drink stuff like at the right time, right amount, you'll find a tremendous change on how you feel, and your emotional balance is just going to be crazy. So really make sure you keep yourself hydrated. It is such an important thing. You need to drink plenty of fluid to stop you getting dehydrated, and it is recommended to drink about 6 to 8 glasses every day, somewhere around 2 liters a day. But yeah, somewhere around that line. I don't want you to just like force 2 liters, right now today, and then really do not have that kind of love for water. So just slowly grow into that habit of having water around you and sipping a little bit of water here and there. Keep yourself hydrated. That's all we're trying to say is get on that skill. Another thing is breakfast. Some people skip breakfast because they think it will help them lose weight. But a healthy breakfast high in fiber and low in fat, sugar, and salt can form part of a balanced diet and can help you get the nutrients you need for good health. Sometimes a little bit of that helps with giving you the energy to start your day, to help you think straight, also fight off stress, because if you're not having food in your system, it goes all works together. That's what we've been talking about the whole show today. Earlier, of course, we started talking about some friendly reminders about now how we should stop overthinking, because it's only going to make us age, it's going to make us more tired, it's going to take more energy out of our life. And then we had talked about meditation, and we talked about mindfulness and breathing. And it's such a powerful content that we did today, talking about how we should practice mindfulness and how we could use our body to control our brain. And one of the most fascinating things that I find in this world is the connection between the body and the brain. And really, like, if you go into my YouTube or any of the social media that I follow, you will see that my FYP is filled with so many different kind of contents and podcasts that are talking about how the brain and the body works, and really the power that the body has on the brain. It is tremendous. So making sure that you're working on your breathing, making sure you're eating well and drinking the right amount will really have a strong impact on your mental state. And if your mental state is functioning well, and if you are able to process a problem and be able to manage, come up with a solution, and I think that's the aim. We could never have a life without no problems, but we could, that is a fact. All of us are constantly trying to solve different kind of problems in our education, in our relationship, our work, in our life. We are constantly trying to come up with a solution for our problems that we have. So our brain needs to be performing at its peak for us to, really get over all the hurdles, all the challenges that are in front of us. So eat well, breathe proper, and that's what I mean. Like, sometimes breathing could help you so much. When you're exercising, it's highly recommended that you breathe. When you're physically active, that you constantly give your heart some air, so that your heart could process and send it to the brain. And these are the things that we need. So whenever you feel like you're stressed, anxiety, whatever, being mindful, focusing on your breath, or listening or doing that thing that Andrew Huberman talked about, taking a breath in, and then taking a long exhale and letting all the carbon dioxide go out will help you. And that is a research that has been done as well. If you want more of that, make sure you, of course, subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is Insheger, INSHEGER, or check out Dr. Andrew Huberman, whom I strongly recommend if you are interested about this whole body-mind connection, as much as I am. I think that's quite a fascinating thing. And at the end of the day, you have you for you. You know what I mean? That's one of the things I always say. Instead of us seeking any kind of advice, anything, additional supplements or medicines, or having this person, that person for our health, I think always coming back to the fact that you have you for you is such a strong concept. So making sure you work on your body so that your brain could function better, oh man, that sounds amazing. So that is one of those things we'll definitely dive in more. You know how we do it, how we rock the show, but apparently we're running out of time. I don't know where the time goes, really. It's so crazy. I had an incredible time today. Powerful course topics that we talked about, and I hope that you guys are enjoying it. If you are, we are posting more. We are more available now on social media. Go check out our YouTube, our Instagram, our Facebook, our Telegram, and we also are working on our website as well, www.insheger.com. We'll have more contents for you guys, so make sure you rock with us. Make sure you show us some love. You know how we end the show: good, better, best. You never let it rest till your good is better and your better is best, my people.